Big up everyone. Wolves 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1, and Ange is no more, pretty much, with that back four. Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, Emerson Royale. Enough said about that. I want to talk about the regular players who do perform Ange who didn't today. Son Heung-min, that is the worst performance I've seen from a centre forward. I don't care what anyone says. You say he didn't have service. I expect a lot more from a centre forward. I expect hold-up play, running the channels, shielding the ball, linking the play, passing the ball and controlling the ball. He done none of that today. He was diabolical. Worst performance probably in his entire Spurs career, and that's being kind. Awful, awful, awful. Spurs today were a shambles, a shadow of their former selves, and we aren't the Harry Kane team, but potentially we are the James Maddison team, because without him, this team doesn't tick. We are lacking creativity. We are lacking that calmness on the ball. Our best play was in the first 3 minutes where we got the goal. Lovely move, absolutely lovely move. Kulusevski backheeled to Porro, who put it across for Brennan to tap home. It was a lovely goal, and you just thought, we're going to go on from there. Didn't plan out like that. Wolves came back into the game, and they dominated from there on in pretty much, I felt, the entire game. And they got their rewards. They fully deserved the 3 points. But having to rely on the back four that nobody wanted at this club is where the issues lie. You look at it, and we don't have a backup to either centre-back, so we're having to bring in Dyer and Davis. I would rather have seen Dorrington. I would rather have seen Phillips in there. We don't have a backup to Udogie, which actually should be Ben Davies. He should have played on the left. I felt he got that wrong. You need balance, and having a left footer on the left-hand side does bring balance, believe it or not. Yeah, that's where the issues lie. We know it's upstairs. It's not with the manager, so quit blaming the manager. I'm begging you all on social media, the ones that are going to start ramping up Ange out. It's not the manager. We've seen it before. It's just one of them things. We have to get through this spell. It's not going to be easy. But next game, Udogie's back. We got Romero back in 2 more games after City. And then it's just a waiting game till January. And then when January comes, we need early signings in the door. They should be planning now. The changes that he made, substitutes-wise, Ange, didn't really change the game. Didn't really impact the game. Bentancur was bright when he came on. Lo Celso and Gil got stuck in, but they don't have the quality, the creative quality. And hopefully they're another 2 that do get moved on. They also take up 2 homegrown spots, which aren't the best, which means if we can move them on, then it would open the door to bring in 2 non-homegrown quality signings that can add to this team and add to the squad. On the Wolves goals, Dyer puts the ball into touch instead of trying to play out from the back because he's not used to it. He can't do it. We know this. Stop expecting players that can't play a system to play a system that they're not used to or cannot do. And it was just a long ball that got clipped through. It was a brilliant goal. Great touch and finish. However, Vicario gets beaten at his near post. That tells you one thing. It's either gone through him or his positioning's bad, and his positioning wasn't the best. It's gone through. It's gone into his near post, and they've equalised. And then pretty much the last kick of the game, Dyer and Davis step up to try and play offside in our own 18-yard box from a cross. And Lamina taps home. It's one of them things, really. Don't expect players to play a system they're not used to or can't play. And I'm just going to keep saying this. Anyone says to keep going with Dyer, Davis, Emerson, Højbjerg wasn't that good today. There was a moment with Højbjerg, I think it was like the 20th minute, where he sort of just jinks one way, and he's like, it's too easy. Like, you need to be stronger, mentally stronger, and they don't have the mental capacity to play when it matters. It's easy playing, Leeds away when the season's dead and Leeds are rubbish. When you're bouncing off a 4-1 defeat and you're 1-0 up, that's when you need that. When you're 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go, use your head, keep hold of the ball, pass it around, kill the game. We didn't do any of that. We just invited them on. I'm not my angry self, like last season when it was just the players didn't care. I do think they care. They do care a lot. They're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. That back four wouldn't look out of place, minus Pedro Porro. That back four wouldn't look out of place in League One. And that's being nice. That's just the way it is. Let me know what your thoughts are on the game. Did Ange get it right? Should he have played Phillips? Should Lo Celso have maybe started? You know, we lacked a lot of creativity. And your thoughts on Heung-min Son? Am I being too harsh on him? Because I don't think I am. You know, we look up to Son. We need Son to perform in these games, and he hasn't. It looks like he needs James Maddison to help him play. That's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't start him up front if we don't have James Maddison. I would put him back on the left. But then, yeah, let me know your thoughts on it. As always, support the team as we always do, but not the regime as we always do. Like, subscribe, share with your mates, and up the Spurs.